And I don't know what the heck that was. They get an Incinerate plus the charge move off. Absolutely busted game. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP. And if you're a returning subscriber like Scrafty Mithra, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at some team ideas for the Love Cup. The Love Cup is a Great League format that will be taking place between February 7th until February 21st. During this time, you will receive 3 times the Stardust for each win. This does not include the end of set rewards, and only red or pink Pokemon will be allowed. 1500 CP limit, just like any other Great League format. So the first team we are taking a look at here is the team I used the last time Love Cup was available in Go Battle League. That consists of Electrode in the lead, Alomomola, and Shadow Scizor in the back. Now, the last time this format was around, Electrode was absolutely busted. It did not have any hard counters, and it still doesn't have any hard counters this time around, but Magcargo is going to be very challenging for it. The strength of this team was Electrode winning the lead, and then basically Scizor destroying the fairy type safe switches. We'll see how many fairy types there are this time around operating as a safe switch, but you could see some potential alternatives here at the bottom. What I do want to make clear is that these alternatives are not an alternative team. These are simply alternative options for the Pokemon listed above in the team idea. So taking a look at how this team performs on PvPoke, you can see it has an A for coverage, C for bulk, C for safety, and a B for consistency. Cherrim stands out there at the bottom, going to cause a lot of issues for this entire team. Last time around, Cherrim wasn't that popular, so it'll be interesting to see if it has a place in the meta this time around. Magcargo, of course, is going to be a little bit difficult. If you see it in the lead, you pretty much have to stay in with the Electrode. And then Lickitung is a bit of a threat, but for the most part, all 3 of these Pokemon do have some play against it. Alomomola possibly going to be the most difficult because of that Power Whip. With that said, let's jump into some practice battles with this team. So jumping into the first battle here, we are leading Electrode into an Ariados. Notice on Electrode I am running Hyper Beam. Last time this cup was around, Hyper Beam was catching a lot of opponents off guard. Ariados here is extremely spammy, going to throw the lunge. We know shield at first one and build up to the Hyper Beam, but we're going to throw the discharge. Now, the Ariados likely to get to another move here, and they are going to throw. We're going to shield this up. Happens to be a cross poison, and we're going to throw the discharge here. Now, it looked like this landed on the Ariados, but as you're going to see, the opponent swaps out into Crustle, and the damage appeared to land on the Crustle instead. So, bit of a visual lag right there. I'm going to completely farm down, let the Crustle take us out right here. No need to shield. And let's see what they come in with. It is the Alomomola, so I was hoping to land this Psychic on the Ariados, but this is fine as well. One of the more boring matchups in this meta, of course, is going to be the Alomomola mirror match. Basically just waterfalling each other. Going for the Psychic, we do get the defense drop, and I swap out into Electro to force the opponent to dump their energy. Now, we're going to wait out the switch timer, come in with the Scizor. And from this range, Scizor should be able to KO with a Night Slash, I believe. Probably fall a little bit short, let's find out. Night Slash comes through. It is enough to take out the Alomomola. Ariados comes back in. I'm going to shield this up. It is the cross poison bait, but we're able to get to the Night Slash, and that is going to win this first game. So let's hop into a second battle right here. We got Electro this time into, okay, another Ariados. So this trainer really likes their spider lead. And just like last time, we're going to probably build up to the Hyper Beam and then throw the discharge. We do shield up the lunge here. I actually don't build up to the Hyper Beam this time, just throwing the discharge. And I let them sneak in an extra move, and they're going to throw this move first. So we're going to no shield this one. It is the lunge. They swap out into Druddigon, and we're going to bring in the Scizor. Now, we don't really have a great answer here to this Pokemon. We do take a lot of damage there from the Night Slash, but we are resisting the Dragon type moves, although Shadow Scizor is so glassy that's not really resisting, I guess. And we are going to let that go down. Now we're in a tough spot here. I have to come in with Alomomola, of course, but Alomomola is super tanky that I think we could basically stay in here and try to completely farm down Hopefully they come in with Ariados, at which point we can throw that Psychic, but this is a pretty tough spot to be in. So I'm going to show the Dragon Claw here. They do come in with the Ariados. I'm going to throw this Psychic right here. That's going to knock out the Spider, and they come back in with the Druddigon. I'm going to farm down. Magcargo in the back, you love to see it. Going to throw this Psychic. Remember, we do have a Discharge stored on the Electrode. 1-2, hit him with that combo play. Discharge coming through. Bang! There it is, Magcargo taken out. So taking a look at team idea number 2, I call this the anti-fire team. We got 3 Pokemon here who love to see the fire types. Druddigon in the lead, Seaking as the safe switch, and Alomomola as the closer. This is a double water team. I think Druddigon is one of the better spice picks for this meta. It's the only dragon type, and I actually think it's going to become a very popular pick, to be honest. Of course, you're going to require some fairy type coverage because it is a dragon type. I think some alternatives here are Magcargo or Medicham in the lead, and then 2 alternative water type options, Slowbro and Milotic, I think are actually very good picks for this meta as well. So let's see how this team performs on PvPoke. So you can see right here has a very similar rating to the first team, an A in coverage, an A in consistency, and then C's in both bulk and safety. Lickitung once again looking like one of the bigger issues, but it isn't exactly a hard counter to these Pokemon. It just wins in most situations. Medicham also a little bit challenging. The thing about Medicham is even with Power Up Punch and no Ice Punch, it still causes some issues for Druddigon there in the lead. This team's going to operate in an ABB style. You're going to look to lure out the Electrode or the Grass type, and then pretty much hard counter it with the Dragon type in the lead. With that said, let's jump into some practice battles. So jumping into the first battle right here, we got Druddigon into the mirror match. Okay, so this should be pretty interesting right here. Now, my Druddigon is single moved because it is horrible IVs, and I did not want to invest in something this bad. We were both thinking the same thing right there, trying to catch the move. We come in with Seaking, they bring in the Magcargo. Of course, at some point we had to swap out because this is an ABB team. We need to lure out the hard counter if they have it. In this case, it was a simultaneous swap, so we just got lucky here, winning the switch. Drill Run comes through, not enough to KO, which is very unfortunate. Rock Tomb is a guaranteed attack debuff by 1 stage, so it's looking like a pretty strong Pokemon for this meta. Druddigon comes back in. Going to no shield this. They're going to get an extra Dragon Tail. I'll come back in with our own Druddigon. And I don't know what the heck that play was there. I did not throw the move, and that might end up costing us right here. We do sneak in the extra waterfall. Obviously, getting some chip damage here from our own Druddigon onto Ariados would have been very useful, but this is okay. I'm going to shield up at this point. We do shield up the lunge, and I'm going to throw the Psychic. At this point, you could tell I'm just trying to build up to 2 Psychics right here, and we're so bulky that we should actually be okay at this point. Let's see what they're going to throw. It's a Cross Poison, and they get the boost. Their only win con. This would not KO otherwise, so getting the boost there was basically the win con. Opponent gets lucky, wins that game. Very unfortunate for us, but let's hop into the next battle. Druddigon into a Medicham. And of course, we have to be a little bit careful of a potential Ice Punch. So I am going to shield this up, and it is in fact the Ice Punch right here. Going to build close to 2 Night Slashes. At some point we are going to look to swap out. Hopefully catch an Ice Punch. That was very poor timing, but they come in with Vileplume. The nice thing about Seaking here is that we do have access to Icy Wind, so dealing super effective damage. We will get farmed down though, of course, by this Razor Leaf. Come back in with the Druddigon after waiting out the switch timer. And we're going to look to throw this Night Slash right here. Probably won't KO, but we are able to farm down. Opponent comes back in with the Medicham. I think at this point we might consider no shielding, which we do. Come in with Alomomola. And we're kind of hoping that they're weak in the back to Alomomola at this point. So going to shield up the Psychic. And it is a Magcargo in the back. So Hydro Pump about to go crazy. Bang! There it is. Gonna take that game. So team idea number 3 is a similar concept as the previous team, another ABB team, but this time it's going to be double fire. So we're actually leading Medicham on this team, but I do think Druddigon is also another solid option to lead this kind of team. With the fire types, depending which one you bring in, you're going to be learning out either the water type or the Electrode. So Medicham has a decent matchup there, but Druddigon for the most part will also be pretty solid in that scenario. Charizard obviously a suitable replacement for either of these two fire types, and then Crustle sort of operates in the same way as Magcargo with the rock type moves, so I think it's a suitable replacement as well, but of course it will no longer be a double fire strategy. So taking a look at PvPoke here, we could see this team actually beats Lickitung as opposed to the other ones. And then it looks like a pretty much ABB style team right here. You could see that the two Pokemon in the back do have some hard losses, which the lead Pokemon is going to win against. Overall, classic ABB style. Let's take a look at some practice battles. So jumping into this first battle, and you're going to notice my Medicham is not XL. As you guys know, I have 0 XL Pokemon. So we're going with the 1427 CP Medicham. Highly do not recommend this if you are using your own. You definitely do want to take advantage of those XL candies. Druddigon here going to throw a move. We are going to shield it up. And we're not running Ice Punch either, so just going straight Power Up Punch right here. Was wondering if I could actually farm down from this range, and unfortunately we cannot. So I'm going to let this go down. As you can see, we didn't play this in a typical ABB style because we didn't actually lure out the hard counter. But in this case, Druddigon is a pretty hard counter to the fire types itself. So I guess we had to stay in that situation. Going for the Rock Tomb right here with Magcargo. And I don't know what the heck that was. They get an Incinerate plus the charge move off. Absolutely busted game. Rock Tomb comes through. Now my Magcargo has horrible IVs, 15 attacks, so we are going to win CMP each time. But them sneaking in that free Incinerate was an absolute joke and kind of puts us in a weird spot here because Incinerate is such a slow move that they could pretty much try and catch this Rock Tomb right here. Thankfully for us, they did not, because that would have basically been a lose con if they store that Rock Tomb for our Talonflame in the back. But Ariados, this time in the back, not in the lead, is going to get absolutely destroyed here by the Talonflame. Brave Bird coming through. Bang! There it is. Ariados getting taken out. Let's hop into the second battle. Medicham, this time into Slowbro. This is not an ideal lead for any part of this team, to be honest, so I swap out into the Talonflame, and they bring in the Rotom. Now Rotom is honestly a pretty awful pick for this meta. I've used it in the past. The main issue is that it has very high energy cost charge moves which take a very long time to reach. As a result, even Talonflame here is applying pressure, and we're going to beat Rotom with a Talonflame, which is pretty crazy right there. It doesn't really have any fast move pressure, so we take Switch, going to shield up this Psychic because we are insanely boosted at this point. Going for the Flame Charge here, which is going to get the shield, and we're able to get to another Flame Charge right here, which forces the second shield. So even on shields now, that worked out very well for us. Come in with the Magcargo, and they bring in the Medicham. I'm gonna go straight for the Overheat right here. This does have stab, so how much does it do? Huge damage. Swap out into our own Medicham. Not entirely sure if Power Punch is necessary here. I guess it'll make the farm down easier, but probably having the energy would have worked out better in our favor. Psychic comes through. Going to farm down here. And the opponent is throwing immediately. So this is going to take us out. And now it's going to come down to Magcargo, who is going to get to the move first. I would imagine it's Slowbro, but we actually make it to the Overheat. And that's going to be enough to take this game. So team idea number 4, we have a Scrafty, Electrode, Charizard. This is a very classic type of team right here. Electrode operating as the safe switch, Charizard as the fairy type counter, and then Scrafty providing coverage for the rock types. Even Electrode, it's a pretty decent response. You can see Lickitung there is going to be a very strong replacement as a safe switch if you have it available. Medicham, a good replacement for Scrafty. And Talonflame pretty much performs the same role as Charizard on this team. So taking a look at PvPoke, we got another A in coverage, a D in bulk, so a very glassy team, B in safety and consistency. Taking a look at the main meta right here, there isn't too much that really stands out. I suppose Medicham in the lead is a little bit problematic, and of course if you are going to be running Lickitung as the safe switch, you'll definitely want to consider Medicham in the lead as opposed to Scrafty, because of course if you have Lickitung plus Scrafty, you're going to be double weak to fighting. With that said, let's jump into the practice battles. So jumping into the first battle right here, we have a Scrafty lead into Alomomola. And let's see how we're going to play this out. I imagine we stay in here with the Scrafty. Alomomola can't really threaten with Psychic, so they have to build up to the Hydro Pump. But then again, the waterfalls are going to add up, so I guess we will be forced to even shield a potential Psychic here if we want to win this match. Psychic comes through, we do shield it up. I wasn't counting, so it could have been a Hydro Pump. Going for the Power Up Punch right here. And we should be able to farm down before they reach another move. So this worked out really well for the Scrafty. Of course, we are down a shield. Talonflame comes in. So I think letting the Scrafty go down here and then bringing the Electrode makes a lot of sense. I probably could have got a Power Up Punch there, but it's okay. Coming in with the Electrode. Flame Charge is still going to hurt. Obviously, being behind in energy against the Talonflame is not good. Hoping to get to this discharge, and we are able to throw this before they reach the next move. And we get both shields. They're going to farm down. I swap out into Charizard. We're running Fire Spin. Wing Attack is better, but I do not have it. But they swap out. And I think they could have actually outpaced this to a move before we reach the Dragon Claw or farm down, because we're running Fire Spin and not Wing Attack. So that may have given us a win con right here. Can we farm down and make it to this Dragon Claw? Able to do it. Dragon Claw coming through, going to be able to take this game. Yeah, that Talonflame was very healthy. Don't think we could have farmed down there, to be honest. So we definitely got a win con there from them swapping out. Scrafty into Magcargo. Magcargo could be a very popular lead. Scrafty does very well. Scolipede comes in. Hard counter city right here. Charizard coming in. Going to shield up the Sludge Bomb. I figure that might actually get us very low or even KO. So maybe shielding is necessary in that particular situation. I'd have to look into it. But for the time being, we're going to throw this Dragon Claw at the Magcargo. And I wanted to throw a Blast Burn for Science, but we weren't able to reach it. So that could end up costing us in this battle. Obviously, you guys just want to throw the Dragon Claw immediately. Ariados comes in. This is really, really bad. A double poison team right here. And Lunge comes through. They have 2 shields, which is going to be the difference in this match. They get 2 moves off before I even throw 1. Cross Poison comes through. They pretty much just need to shield here and they clinch this game. So Discharge gets the shield. Not able to reach another move right there. Scrafty comes in. There really isn't too much we could do here. Going for the Lunge to lower the attack. Foul Play might KO, but even then, not 100% guaranteed. They're going to shield it up. They will outpace us because Poison Sting is so busted. And this Ariados is sort of getting on my nerves at this point. Actually swaps out into Magcargo. I wish I hit the Power Up Punch at this point. But honestly, even if I did, I don't think it would have mattered because we wouldn't reach a foul play. Ariados would outpace us, so we're going to lose that game regardless. So jumping into the 5th team, I've seen so much Ariados on the opponent's side that I decided to test it out myself. Obviously, Scolipede is a great replacement here. I do not have one. Never found a good Venipede to build, unfortunately. Gonna use Druddigon as the safe switch, a very spicy pick, so we're gonna see how that works. Luring out the potential Fairy type, and then Alomomola as the closer. I think it's going to have a lot of play with all of the fire types in this meta, and simply from just being so bulky. So taking a look at the ratings on PvPoke, pretty solid rating overall right here. That C in bulk is obviously because of Druddigon, but the team itself looks pretty solid. Lickitung again looking like a bit of an issue. Medicham, I mean, it looks like more of an issue than it really is. I think both Druddigon and Ariados, even Alomomola, they all have a somewhat close matchup with it, so I don't think it's that big of an issue. Wormadam Trash, however, could be a little bit of an issue here for this team, so definitely something you may want to consider and perhaps adjusting to if you're seeing a lot of them in the meta. Of course, with all the fire types, Wormadam Trash may not be so common, but we'll see. With that said, let's see how this team performs in some practice battles. So jumping into the first battle, we are leading the Spider into Magcargo. This is a horrible lead, but we do have two decent responses to it in the back, bringing in the Druddigon. And the opponent is staying in, so we're going to throw the Night Slash right here. Of course, we are single moved, like I've mentioned already. Medicham comes in. And are we going to shield the Ice Punch? No, we're going to let it go through. They actually bait, or they don't have Ice Punch maybe. They go for the pup. We're going to throw the Night Slash right here. Things are looking pretty good, but they're of course going to farm us down, not able to get that Night Slash off. Very unfortunate. Still have two shields though. This is a huge call right here. Psychic with the boosted up power up punch. Yes, it is. We're going to shield and throw this cross poison. Big shield right there. That's going to take out the Medicham. Come back in with the Magcargo. Bring in Alomomola. And this is looking like a GG. Now, obviously, Vileplume here, this is not a shadow, but even as a non-shadow, it's going to absolutely destroy us. Vileplume is a bit of a spicy pick as well in this meta, and definitely something to consider. Sludge Bomb comes through. Going to throw the Cross Poison right here. We are loaded on energy, but this game should pretty much be over. They actually shield, and maybe I should have thrown, but even then, like, we're not going to be able to win this game. Because as you could see, Lunge isn't going to KO, and Overheat, unlike Lunge, definitely is. Okay, it's not even an Overheat. They disrespect us with the Rock Tomb. I mean, both of them are going to be dealing huge damage regardless, but Overheat for the flex. Rotom here, that is a pretty nice lead. Opponent swaps out into Druddigon, and this is a really weird spot because we don't really have a good answer. So I actually come in with a Alomomola here, which is interesting, but again, we did debuff with the Lunge, and I figured I could probably farm down completely here with Alomomola. They have Rotom, so it's possibly in farm down range, but they actually come in with the Medicham instead, so I'm going to go straight for the Hydro Pump here. And they let that go through, which is huge for us. We do get farm down, but we could come in with Ariados and basically align the Druddigon onto the Rotom. We do get baited right there, which is unfortunate. They bring in the Rotom here, so they catch the move. They're playing very well. Gonna swap out into the Druddigon here. And of course, Rotom, super glass. He takes a long time to reach its moves as well. It's just a really difficult Pokemon to use. They are gonna get to the move. We're gonna no shield for the Science. Hydro Pump resisted, dealing huge damage right there. Medicham though, going to shield up the potential Psychic. If it is a Psychic, this game is over. And thankfully, it is. So those were some team ideas for the Love Cup. Let me know in the comments section down below which Pokemon or teams you are looking forward to using in the Love Cup. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.